It is time once again to treat you to yet another interesting package of the weekly news program, The World This Week. On this edition of the news program, we shall serve you news across the nation on the first segment, while on the second segment, major news that meet the headlines on the foreign scene, sports round-up, as well as Saturday special. We wrap up the package. And this week's highlight is on the Nigeria Labour Congress recommendation to President Muhammadu Buhari of 50% salary review across board, given the realities on the ground. Our Saturday special is on Kunle Adeyanju, the man who commenced a courageous journey on the 19th of April 2022, riding on his motorbike from London to Lagos. This is our lineup on the program. I am Idowu Fabaju, your uncle. We will be right back after this time out to join us again. We're glad to have you joining us. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. And now let's kick the ball rolling. For Nigeria to occupy international space amongst Committee of Nations, substantial application and investment on information and communication technology must be considered to help facilitate rapid growth. Analysts made the submission while speaking to our reporter, Komisola Shokoya, on different roles of ICT that plays on all sectors within the nation. Our report.
Nigeria, like most other developing nations, has come to recognize the importance of information and communication technology, ICT, as a catalyst for sustainable socio-economic development. Over the years, information and communication technology has enhanced several spheres of human endeavors ranging from health, education, security, media, entrepreneurial, and banking sectors.
We can see the impact technology has taken on the country. Even if you look at Dubai, that many people normally go to have, relaxation, to have a nice time with their family, we discover that technology has really brought development to that country in terms of GDP. It improves their GDP, and again, it's human power development.
A lot of people see ICT as something that is just on its own, but it's not just on its own. It's actually the bedrock of all the other facets of the economy of the nation.
Apart from contributing hugely to the country's gross domestic product, analysts highlighted that information and communication technology, if properly managed, can serve as an enabler to improve market competitiveness of a nation.
When we use cybersecurity, all this havoc that is happening in this country, like the bandits, people not able to go to their work, people not able to go to their farmland. Once they use cybersecurity to secure the farmland and to secure people, it's going to reduce the bandits that will be operating. And
the infrastructure development that have been developed in the states here, all the fibers that have been in other local government, is also going to contribute to national development. In a way, it will develop Nigeria in various aspects.
Every other part of the economy that you can talk about right now, the world has changed from using the manual and the old processes to using technology to run and develop that sector of the country.
Information and communication technology, which has now become an integral part of everyday life, is efficient in promoting national development.
The importance of holidays in the development of a child cannot be overemphasized for more productive results. Hence, parents need to create time for their wards for the purpose of effective bonding and familiarization. In this special report, Ayodeji Olumi expressed the importance of holiday management to the overall development of the child. His report.
Holiday is an extended period of leisure and recreation. Studies have shown that taking time away from a regular routine have both physical and mental health benefits.
Holiday is so vital for the child to switch off from normal activity, and it's a time for them to reflect. It's a time for them to dine with parents. It's a time for them to develop better relationship with their parents.
If you don't allow the child a break, okay, allow the child to now wake up maybe 8 o'clock as against 6:30 a.m. so that there will be diversity, there will be creativity, which will impact the development of the child to know that life is not just a one-way something. It affords the child to explore the environment.
Generally, it should be a time for you to increase your knowledge. You understand? Learn new things. Even if you go to learn a trade, nothing is bad about it. But most parents too don't take advantage of the time.
President, National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, Ogun State, Dr. Lawrence Olumide, explains the important role that holiday play in the development of a child.
If you look at what learning is about, that is the taxonomy of education, we have factored it into 3. And that is what we call the cognitive development, the psychomotor development, and the affective development of the child. The cognitive development of the child takes place in the school. The psychomotor is the development of skills. Most times, the development of skills do not necessarily happen when you are treating the cognitive aspect of education.
Special Advisor to Ogun State Governor on Primary and Secondary Education, Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, reviewed the efforts of government activities in ensuring that children are engaged productively during the holiday.
There were quite a lot of government activities for our primary school children on sports. And not only that, there are some pockets of activities going on in quite a lot of our schools, particularly our secondary schools, where we're having NGOs working. I mean, there's an activity coming up in Remo very soon where they're going to have children in the hostel for 3 days. And children are actually coming together from different schools and they're sharing skills. And we've had quite a lot of activities in Abeokuta here. Sometimes we bring 6 schools together, work with NGO, and they develop the ICT skills to actually troubleshoot Nigerian problem.
They admonished parents to ensure that they create time for their children, as it will encourage family bonding and boost the children's confidence. Ayodeji Olumi, OGTV News.
Zero waste is a set of principles focused on waste prevention that encourages the redesign of resource of life cycles so that all products are reused. The goal is for no trash to be sent to landfills, incinerators, or the ocean. But currently, only 9% of plastic is actually recycled in the world. So, in this special report, Ronke Adeyemi gives an insight into the zero waste and the zero plastic system and its integration into Nigeria for a sustainable earth. His report.
Zero waste encompasses more than eliminating waste through reducing, reusing, and recycling. It focuses on restructuring production and distribution systems to reduce waste. With the increase of urbanization and spread of industrialization worldwide, accompanied by a large increase in waste production. In 2012, the World Bank stated that 1.3 billion tons of municipal waste was produced by urban populations, and estimates that the number will reach 2.2 billion tons by 2025. Since it is produced from the crude oil, plastic contributes to the emission of more carbon gases into the air. Other than that, it also leads to pollution. According to Surfers Against Seaweed 2019, in 2016, a global population of more than 7 billion people produced over 320 million tons of plastic. This is set to double by 2034. Every day, approximately 8 million pieces of plastic pollution find their way into the oceans. But it is high time Nigerians took cognizance of the havoc of plastic waste in oceans and communities.
Plastic waste is becoming a global phenomenon and a very, a very dangerous menace in the society. One, it is non-biodegradable. It lasts over years, hundreds of years in the environment. And then apart from clogging waterways, becoming a nuisance to microorganisms and other living organisms in the environment.
There is need to also look into alternatives in place of plastic for packaging, as some goods could easily be distributed without plastic packaging.
Research has found out that plastic, because of the way it is durable, it can be used for construction. Okay, but I also want to say that we can go back to nature. Because in the olden days, particularly in Yoruba area here in the southwest, we used to package our food with leaves.
Further sensitization campaigns are also needed to highlight the hazards of non-recycling.
It is to be environment friendly. Environment friendly is that whatever we are doing, our action, we should be think of sustainability. We are here today, another generation will come. What are we going to leave for the next generation?
The various governmental agencies have been trying, but we need more concentrated efforts and awareness. That has been the bane on waste management in Nigeria. So people are nonchalant about it, from the buses, from commercial vehicles, even from private cars. You see people throwing out waste out of their windows.
Plastic items takes up to 10 to 400 years to decompose in landfill, and plastic recycling sits quite low in the waste hierarchy. Therefore, as there is only one Earth, there is a critical need to protect the environment so as to reduce the destruction of ecosystems. Aderonke Adeyemi, OGTV News.
And now to the Nigeria Labour Congress, who has recommended a 50% salary review across the board given the realities on ground. The Labour Union made the recommendation in a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari dated August 8. The letter was a response to the economic prescriptions offered by state governors. As earlier reported, the governors had pushed for the elimination of petrol subsidy, the retirement of civil servants from the age of 50, and the reduction of National Assembly constituency projects, among other prescriptions. The union lambasted the governors for seeking early retirement of workers, saying anyone promoting this idea should be treated as enemies of the current administration. And as Nigerians prepare to elect another set of leaders to pilot the affairs of the nation for at least another 4 years, the task ahead for the new leaders is no doubt enormous, given the current challenges facing the nation. The expectations of the people, however, differ on the deliverables from whoever emerges as the next president of Nigeria. And this special report gathers the opinions of the people on this. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
The important roles of leadership in directing the affairs of any nation require that some certain qualities must be looked out for when making such choices, and some expectations must also be put before anyone coming forward to serve as a leader. The current situation of things in Nigeria and various challenges confronting the nation have underscored the need for the people to pay more attention to the choice of leaders that will be made as another round of elections approaches in 2023.
They should expect good governance, but they should be patient as well, because Rome was not built in a day. We are in a situation, a global economic situation that is not favorable or conducive.
If you see what is ongoing now around the globe, you will see that there is downward trend in economic of every nation. You know, the current security challenges facing the country has actually affected us much. And the people in the country, we want a leader that will be able to combat the current security challenges we are having.
Different opinions have, however, been put forward on what the expectations of Nigerians should be.
There is no people that can perform excellently, 100% excellently. Some will do their bit for others to come on board and continue and rejuvenate and reorganize and do some other new things.
People are now well acquainted with their responsibilities. People are now well informed to connect, to rule people. You've got to be connected with them.
Some lessons could also be drawn from the last election conducted in Osun and Ekiti states, as the people expressed confidence in the electoral process.
It's an indication and a signal that anybody who is put in the position of authority must perform. If you don't perform, the voters will remove you. Simple.
votes have been counting. So it will still continue to count. Let them go out and vote.
As Nigerians look forward to the opportunity of making the choice of the next president for the country, someone with a solution to the myriad of problems facing the nation will no doubt be considered in the choices they make. Matthew Showomi, OGTV News.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT administration has said it will profile 480 criminal suspects it arrested during a security raid on uncompleted buildings in Abuja. The Joint Security Task Force of the administration, which arrested the suspects, said they would be profiled to identify possible escapees from Kuje prison, which was recently attacked. The development is a fallout of a raid carried out by the FCT Combined Security Joint Task Force, which raided uncompleted buildings and undeveloped plots of Maitama and Wuse Zone 2 areas of Abuja and arrested 480 suspected criminals. Commander in charge of the team, Bennett Igwe, said the suspects were apprehended following the tireless efforts of the task force in calming black spots within the federal capital city. He explained that the suspects, mostly male, at turned green areas, undeveloped plots, unoccupied houses into their haven for criminal activities. Igwe said the team would stop at nothing in ridding the city of criminal elements that threaten the peace of the Federal Capital Territory residents. At least 13 persons have been reported killed after a bandit attack in Karikuwa village of Gakso local government area of Taraba State. Many others were also left injured. A source who confirmed the incident, no fewer than 6 local vigilante members lost their lives in the attack. The source disclosed that the vigilantes also killed 6 of the bandits. Meanwhile, the bandits also attacked Garin Gidado community but met it empty, the source added. The community had been previously attacked by bandits. Police spokesperson in Taraba confirmed the attack on Karikuwa village and said efforts are in top gear to restore normalcy. He added that officers have been drafted to the scene to convey the corpses to a nearby morgue as investigations commence. You're watching The World This Week on OGTV. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, we shall bring you foreign news recap, sports roundup, and Saturdays.
What we have done, we are still waiting for other countries to beat it. For one man to ride from London to Lagos for charity. Nigeria is the biggest in the world.
Riding London to Lagos was part of my bucket list. Those things I called it before I died.
He's a Nigerian from Kwara State, 45-year-old entrepreneur and an author. Kunle Adeyanju, after his primary and secondary education, later attended the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Kunle is not new to the world of adventure. He is an explorer and has rich experiences in outdoor and adventurous sports, in addition to being an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, a blogger, a cyclist, and a biker. He has visited over 70 countries and cycled from Lagos to Accra, Ghana, and back. He has also skydived, bungee jumped, and summited Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, at a height of 5,895 meters, 19,341 feet, and the highest single freestanding mountain above sea level in the world, twice, and ran several marathon races. The internet is literally on fire over the decision of Kunle Adeyanju, a Rotarian, to embark on a charity ride from London to Lagos, a distance of about 12,000 kilometers. A life of adventure is what some people like Kunle wear as second skin.
It's been a heck of a ride. It's been a very challenging journey, very, very tough journey. It's a journey that took a total of 41 days to Lagos. And yes, it's painful, it's tough, it's hard, it's difficult, you know, it's fraught with risk. But I learned a lot. I enjoyed the ride, you know, because, you know, what makes us better as human beings, what makes us improve, what makes us, you know, be able to do things that touch the lives of other people. That's what gives fulfillment in life.
On this historic adventure from London to Lagos, Kunle did his homework and got himself a Honda CB 500X motorbike, where X stands for the adventure model, designed for on-road and off-road capabilities. In London, that cost him £6,500 sterling, about 5.1 million naira.
Characteristic with it, it's Honda CB 500X, that X Adventure series, which means it can do on-road and off-road capabilities. You know, if you're going to be doing that kind of adventure, there are places where you will be riding where there are no roads, inside the bush, inside the Sahara sand. So you need a bike that can do that. For example, look at this beautiful Honda. You can't take that on the Sahara. It's a road bike. It's designed to be on tarred road. All this are, but this is an adventure. It's designed to be on road and off road. So those are part of those things that determines the kind of bike I chose.
The bike weighs about 200 kg without any add-on and accessories. It has a tank capacity of 17 liters with a range of 490 kilometers depending on the riding style and weather condition, wind and temperature. The bike has been given a performance of 26 kilometers per liter, which means 15 liters can take the biker from Lagos to Warri.
It took me a year to plan this ride because I know I was going to be riding in the jungle. You know, because I have to pass through the jungle, through the desert, through the isolated places. I'm not going to pass through the city alone, you know, because I'm riding through. So because I know I'll be going through the jungle, there's possibility I come across wild animal. So if I come across which one is the most, they are all feared, but which one is the most fearful one, the king of them, the lion. I decided to study how do lions attack people. And I realized a lion is a side chaser. A lion doesn't attack you head on. A lion likes to sprint with you, then outflank you. Okay, so fine. And we see from that is, if a lion is trying to, at top speed, maximum speed, a lion can do a 60-degree bend. So if you are riding a bike, even at 30 kilometers an hour, if you do a 90 degrees bend, you are going down. So if you see a lion and you make the mistake of trying to turn back, you are dead. It's clear you are dead. But you know, if I see a lion, what anybody will want to do is to turn back, but that's the worst thing to do. So, you know, studying those animals helps me to find out what is my best strategy to survive. And I also discovered that the lion, the maximum speed of a lion is 80 kilometers an hour. Okay, so I have a solution. So that means every time I go on this place, my speed cannot be less than at least 40 kilometers above the maximum speed of a lion. So if I see the lion before the lion reacts, boom.
Kunle Adeyanju arrived in Nigeria after 41 days slogging through more than 13,000 kilometers, 8,000 miles across 13 countries.
About 12,000 kilometers. Every one of those 12,000 kilometers was fraught with obstacles. It's either strong wind, sub-zero temperatures, ice, the heat of the Sahara, the sand of the Sahara. You know, everything there is hard. Even look at the risk on the way. You come across wild animal on the way. You know, because imagine, I mean, nobody wants to face a real lion. I mean, you can see a lion in the zoo on TV. It's totally different from when you see it in real life.
Adeyanju has been filming his adventure in real time by using a high-tech bike camera to capture important moments of his trip. Nigerian Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was first to host the Daredevil after his arrival, and he described the achievement as one that has made Nigerians proud, and the country is made more popular on account of his feat.
These people who are called Nigerians are a special breed, no question at all. And we're very special. We're resilient, we're hardworking, we are exuberant, we're pushful, we're intelligent. I mean, how many people will sit in their homes in the UK and decide that they're going to ride 12,000 kilometers? Only a Nigerian can come up with that. I mean,
Kunle Adeyanju had visited states on request by bikers who reside in those states, and he has used the opportunity to meet important dignitaries. And here, his arrival at the Gateway State.
It is not a simple feat to ride 12,000 kilometers through countries that are not yours, through languages that you don't speak. You would have to be brave.
We're here to honor someone who's done something outstanding among we the bikers, and not just for the bikers also. He has done something great for us in this nation. He has, for the couple of months back, put Nigerian name again back in a very positive light.
Other people have done this ride, but his own is particular because he's doing it for humanity. He's giving back to the society. He's riding to end polio, which is a serious issue that we have, so we have to try and eradicate it.
When asked what is going to be the next adventure, Kunle Adeyanju mentioned another ride to Israel, a Middle Eastern country on the Mediterranean Sea.
The next trip is going to be to Israel, then from Israel to Tibet. Then I want to do Tibet. I want to experience Tibet. They say that God lives in Tibet because of all the purity of everything in Tibet. Then I'm going to ride to the Mount Everest base camp. I'll drop my bike, then try to climb the mountain.